Hello everyone, hope you're having a good day. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this white chocolate coated Matcha Panna Cotta. So to start this, I'm first going to make the white chocolate coating. So to do this, we're going to need to temper some white chocolate. So here on the left, I've got 60 grams of white chocolate, and on the right, I've got 30 grams of white chocolate. So this is like a 2-to-1 ratio. So I'm just chopping this up with a serrated knife, which helps get it into chunks. And I've melted the 60 grams in a glass bowl over a pan of barely simmering water. And then I'm going to add in the other 30 grams of white chocolate. So doing this will temper the chocolate, which means that when it's set, it will snap and have a smooth finish to it. So I'm just mixing in the extra 30 grams of white chocolate. It'll eventually melt, and then I'm going to allow the chocolate to cool for a little bit. You can see here it's much thicker, which is going to make it easier for us to spread in the mould. I thought the best way of doing this was to use a brush. So I'm just going to get a bit of white chocolate onto the end of the brush and gently brush it into the mould. This took a bit of time and I had to do a few coats. So I'd go over, brush the white chocolate into the mould, put it in the fridge for a little bit to set up, and then do another coat. This is what it looked like after I'd finished all the moulds and let them set up properly. So now I'm going to make the matcha flavoured panna cotta. So in here I've got 25 grams of caster sugar, and then I'm going to add half a teaspoon or about 1 gram of Agar Agar. It's powdered Agar Agar I'm using here. I then added 270 millilitres of cream. I'm using vegan cream here, but any cream will do. And then here I've got 1 tablespoon of matcha powder. So I added another tablespoon after because I didn't think the flavour was quite there. So I'm just whisking all that together to combine, and then we're going to pop it onto the stove and bring it to a boil. This is for 2 reasons. One, we need to dissolve the sugar, but also for the Agar Agar to work, we have to bring it to the boil. So I brought it to the boil, stirred it for a little bit until everything was dissolved, and then I strained it into this jug here, and you can see it's nice and smooth, no lumps or anything, and everything's dissolved together. We don't want to pour this straight into the chocolate moulds because otherwise it will melt everything, so I'll just set it to the side for about 10 minutes or so to cool up. So once the panna cotta mixture was cool, I just poured it into the mould. Quite easy, just one by one. I didn't have quite enough to fill them all the way to the top, but this is okay, we can fix that in a minute. So I'm just filling them as high as I can go, just evenly distributing it between all 6. And when I finish this, I just pop them in the fridge to set, which took about 2 hours, 2.5 hours or so. You can see there's one missing here. I had it as a snack after lunch. And I also wanted to test if they were set and properly came out of the mould, but it was good, so I'll show you here properly. So what I'm doing, because the white chocolate's quite thin, I don't want to snap it, so I'm just gently going around the edge, prising the white chocolate off just at the top. When I've done this, it will just lift out easily. Because it's a silicone mould, the white chocolate doesn't actually stick to it that much, so it will just pop off. And when it's done, you want to support it with all your fingers underneath and then just press up, and it will just slide right out. This is very satisfying to do. And the silicone gives a really nice smooth finish. You can see there, really sharp corners, smooth edges, and because we tempered the chocolate, it's shiny. Because I couldn't fill the panna cotta all the way to the top, there's a bit of a white chocolate lip around the edge, so I'm just going around with a knife just to clean them up. So I thought I'd try and be a bit fancy with the plating of this, so I took this caramel sauce. It's quite thick, and just placed a drop on the side. I'm just swirling the plate here to kind of distribute it into an even circle. I was going for one of them fancy chef kind of smears on the plate, so I just took a spoon here and spread it. It didn't really work well the first time, so I kept having a go at it and eventually got it into the kind of shape I was looking for. So then I just positioned the dessert on top of this, crossed them over because I thought it'd look a bit nicer, a bit more arty. And then as a final garnish, I took the remaining white chocolate bar and then just scraped the top with a knife, which makes these little white chocolate swirls, which are then kind of clumped up and just placed in the centre of the dessert. So this is the finished thing. It looks quite nice, I think. Now I'm just going to crack it open just to show you what the inside looks like. I'm going to put quite a bit of force in here. You can see it kind of snaps there, which is what we were hoping for. And the panna cotta is nicely set. It doesn't run anywhere. It's firm, but not too hard. It's not like a jelly or anything. I gave this to my mum's try. She doesn't normally like matcha, but I think it's the sweetness of the white chocolate and the caramel sauce that kind of cut through the bitterness, and she said she quite liked it. I had one as well and I really enjoyed it. I'm going to try and make some more desserts with my square mould. I really enjoy using it. It gives it a nice professional finish, I think. So I'll get working on that. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for watching.